Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Two Marks Talk Tottenham. Brand new stream for all you Tottenham fans out there. We're going to be talking all sorts of different stuff from current to back in the day. And hopefully you'll all get on board over the coming weeks, months, and hopefully years and get involved with the channel. So I just want to introduce my friend over there, the other Mark, Mr. Mark Cousins.
Good evening, sir. Are you looking forward to this?
Oh, of course. Absolutely, 100%.
It's a little bit nerve-wracking, isn't it, mate?
Oh, mate, is it? Yeah, just a little bit. You can see me scratching away. Sorry, people.
Yeah. No. That's all right, mate.
Yeah, so have you had a good day, Mark? That's the main thing before we talk Tottenham.
No, well, I know me and you have been doing very similar things. We've been spending time with the grandkids.
Exactly.
Well, my son and your grandchildren.
Yeah, we have.
So,
It's been a busy old day.
It has been busy, mate. It has been busy. Yeah.
But anyway, welcome to everyone.
Yeah, welcome.
We're glad to have everyone in here, and everyone who may watch later on playback, welcome to you too.
Yeah, so, should we go through the comments quickly? There's a few.
Yeah, you have a few comments there.
First one, look, the Queen.
That's beautiful, Ellie. Thank you.
First one in.
Really appreciate it.
First one in, Max. So the biggest big up to you and good luck on your new show. I'm sure you'll both smash it out the park. Thank you, Ellie.
Thank you, Ellie. Ellie. That's what it is. The nerves are still in there at the moment, so you're going to have to bear, especially with me. I know Mark's done this a bit longer.
Well,
but give me a bit of time. I'll get there.
No. We're doing all right, mate. We're doing all right. It's just ironing out the, I mean, neither of us have hosted shows, have we? So.
No, never before. So it's going to be interesting.
And Ellie again, big up all in the chat. Support the great fella Spurs fans and hit that like and subscribe. Thank you, Miss Ellie. We will be getting you on here.
Oh yeah, it won't be long, Ellie. You'll have to come on.
When you're better, Ellie.
Yep.
Nige, Pure Coys. Big up, sir. Big up, sir.
Big up, Nige.
Big up, Mark and Mark.
Which one's the Mark? That must be me, Mark, I think.
Well, it could be either of us, couldn't it?
It might be you, though.
To be honest, I don't know. It's probably me. I'm sat on the other side now. Phil Coys, yeah.
Big up, Phil.
We'll get you on as well, mate. Tom Thacker.
Big up, Tom.
Yeah, big up, Tom. He was a regular. Hello, Miss Fran.
Well. Thank you.
Nige, after good, big up, buddy. Time for me to support you now. Yeah. Cheers, buddy.
Thanks again, Nige. Nice one, mate. Hello, Peter. You all right, mate?
Yeah, the other side of the world. Look, now this man here is a paramedic.
Yep.
And he works permanent nights, I believe.
Oh my word.
So he's either just finished or I can't remember what time he finishes.
Well, it's 8 a.m., so he might be finished soon.
Yeah, 7:03 a.m. Yeah, it was either 6:30 or 7 o'clock or somewhere like that. He finished.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll tell us in the chat.
Yeah, there's the man we got to thank a lot.
There he is, Perchy. I want to say to you, thank you so much for helping us out with the thumbnails. I really, we both really appreciate it.
Thank
you so much for that.
Because to be honest, mate, between me and you, we got about as much computer sense as probably a 5-year-old, I would say, and that's if we combine.
You talk for yourself, mate. I'm 6 years old.
Well, no, but that's what I said. If you combine both of our computer knowledge, mate, we'd probably get to about a 5-year-old.
Yeah, 5. Yeah,
to be honest,
that's true.
It's not going to be far off that, is it? Because I'm not very good with computers,
and I'm definitely not. So,
and you're definitely not.
We need all the help we can get at the moment. Put it that way.
Yeah, definitely. Tony.
Oh, big up, Tony. Mate. Nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you,
mate. Big up. Perchy saying, my pleasure, guys. No, Perchy, you've helped us more than you can ever realise, mate. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Perchy. It's great stuff, mate.
And the last one. Oh, no. No, there's a couple more messages.
Oh, go on then. I'll
Yeah.
leave that to you, Mark.
Ellie, and the last, they're all coming in.
Right, yeah.
was
We'll have a few comments, won't we, before we get stuck in.
Yeah, that's right. Vader, yes, I've seen you in the chats, mate. Big yourself up.
Vader, thank you, mate. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Welcome. We hope to provide entertainment for you. You know, I'm sure we
absolutely.
can. Yes,
we do, absolutely.
We will do our best.
We'll
And
try
Chris,
and make you laugh, if anything else.
well, yeah. When things, if things go a bit off kilter on the screen, then
this from Chris is an absolutely fantastic comment. Whatever you think about the manager or whoever owns the club, at the end of the day, let's all just remember we all support Spurs.
We
all
do
think
indeed.
about different directions of going in, and who wants this one out, and who wants that out, and who wants in, and whatever else. But the main objective is we're all Spurs fans, and we all want to win trophies. So
of course we do.
Let's have some of that, because lucky for me and for Mark, we're old enough to remember what it was like for the Super Spurs to be winning trophies regular.
Yeah, it was fairly regular as well, wasn't it?
So it's been a long time, 2008, since the last one.
Yes.
And it's about time we started going that way in the league and started getting our finger out and start winning a few cups.
100%. And to be honest, all views, all opinions are welcome on this chat.
Welcome.
Everyone is welcome.
We'll have conversations in here, just because I might think something, and for argument's sake, Chris might think something different. It doesn't mean that we're going to have steaming arguments in here. We're in here to have a conversation, talk about different opinions from different people,
of course,
on all different points, and we'll go down that road.
Yeah,
and hopefully we'll have some really good debates on it, and we'll have some really good guests coming in as the future goes on.
Yeah,
that's what we're trying to plan to do anyway.
Yes.
But at the moment, you're just going to have to put up with Dumb and Dumber. That's just how it is. Or is it Ron and Ronnie, one or the other?
You've just ruined the outro, mate.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, but what I was going to say is, if people are in the chat, please do not get into beefs with people in the chat, because we don't want to ban anybody, do we? You know, if you're gonna argue, just be respectful in the chat.
That's all we ask for. Be respectful.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between having a wind up with someone and getting that's the word actually. Let's not get personal with people.
Yeah.
That's what we don't want to do. We don't want to
exactly
get personal.
Yeah.
And debate's debate.
Yes.
It can get heated at times, which is fine.
Of course.
Yeah, there's no problem with that. But the main thing is that we just want to talk Tottenham. We want to talk Tottenham with Tottenham fans. We want to talk about stuff that's going on now. We want to talk about memories that we might have had for the older fans, or even some of the younger fans might have certain memories of maybe a player on the pitch, whatever. But let's just enjoy it. And as time goes along, we'll have many conversations, and I'm sure people will have plenty to say on Tottenham Hotspur, and that's what we're here for.
Yes. Right, now let's go on to the look. Now, Mr. Graham,
Hello, Graham.
King. This is the king. This is the king of the prediction show.
Oh, Graham,
yeah, he is. He is.
The man, is he? So Graham's the man I've got to go to for the hackers and that sort of stuff, is he, or what?
Well, you know Jose's prediction show?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Yeah. He's top of that one, but there's an online one as well. So I don't get to watch Jose's Jose. I keep calling him Jose. Jose's live show.
Yeah.
And I don't get to watch that one. But he's top of that one on his show, and he's top of the online one as well.
Yeah.
Now, I was top of that by 10 points.
How did you manage that, Mark?
I don't know. It was more luck than judgment, to be honest.
Yeah.
But now, I haven't looked lately, but he was 20 odd points ahead of me.
Wow.
The last time I checked, I don't look at it anymore because I've given up with it.
Well,
Right,
he's
future
obviously doing
music.
very well. Go on, mate.
Future music, mate. Big up, mate. I've seen you in loads of chats.
Big up, future music. Come on, you
And-
Spurs.
Yes, and now a special.
Oh, it's the Sava. All right, mate.
The
Thank
Sava.
you very much, Sava.
Yeah,
Really nice.
big
of you,
up,
everything
mate.
you've done
Big
today.
up, mate. Yeah,
And
yeah,
have a
yeah.
great evening, mate. Have a great evening.
yeah.
You're a legend.
And thank you. Yeah, and thank you for promoting our show, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate.
Thank you very much, mate.
Really
We've
appreciate it.
both seen it, and we really appreciate that
Yeah, we do.
for a fledgling channel that we are.
Yeah, it's really nice of you, mate. Thank you very much, Seth.
Right, Vader's come in again. As a foreign fan of the club, I always love to hear stories about Spurs history. Maybe this is a show we can do, mate.
Yeah.
You know, we're not too. I was going to say not too far back in history. I mean, neither of us are that old, but like we can certainly go back to the ones.
Well, Bader, if it helps
remember.
you, just to give you a little bit of information, just a tiny snippet from me. My first game that I remember going to as a kid was 1974. That was my first game. I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you a lot about it because I can't remember it, but I know that me dad took me up to White Hart Lane because it was just a train ride from Waltham Cross, get off at Northumberland Park, walk up in the ground. And 1974 was the first time that I went. So I don't know about you, Mark.
I got a feeling because if you were 6, I would have been 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I went around then. It's like I cannot honestly remember the first time I went to White Hart Lane. But my dad would only. Now football was different back then, wasn't it? In the 70s, my dad would only take me to games because I was like a wee kid.
Yeah,
he would only take me to games where he thought there'd be no trouble. So there was no London derbies.
Yeah,
there was no Man United game at home. There was none of the big. He'd take me to things like. I don't know. I can't remember who was in the league back then, but someone from
at home or something like that.
Wolves at home.
Yeah, Bristol Rovers or whatever it was back then.
Yeah. Well, it would be games like that where he thought
smaller club, Mark.
A smaller club. You know, because I was like, 1974, mate. I'd have been 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So he'd only take me to games where he thought that was guaranteed. But the things I saw, even when I was a kid, like police horses running riot, fans
absolutely.
It's crazy times, wasn't it?
It certainly was. Yeah, absolutely was.
Yeah. Right. Lisa. Good evening, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa. Love you.
Is that your missus?
That's my missus.
I was going to say, I didn't think I'd seen her in any chats before.
yeah, she's here. That's the missus, and she's subbed. I've made sure she's subbed. So that's
of course.
You know what I mean.
Of course.
Big up, darling. Love you loads.
Here's Graham. Look, 28. I knew. But that league is sort of. It's only Premiership games, and so that league's on a bit of a hiatus at the moment because obviously it's FA Cup weekend.
Yeah.
You know, so Audio Artisan, I've seen you in many chats.
Thanks for being here, mate.
Yeah.
Big up, Sav.
Big up, Sav. Much love, sir. Much love. Well done.
Here, isn't it? What's going on?
Yeah, I was going to say, bring it out. I was only expecting this to have
I thought there was going to be like 4 people here tonight or something like that.
Yeah, no, this is brilliant, mate.
We love you all, by the way. Thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you. Much love. You have no idea.
Appreciate all of you. We really do. Thank
you. You have no idea when me and Mark decided to set this up. I said to him, and he said to me, "Do you actually think anyone will watch us?" And I said, "Well, I just find to be one fool about it, and that's going to tune in, even if we, but to have so many comments is sort of overwhelming, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's sort of overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Ellie. Thank
Yeah.
you, Ellie.
We will do, early, and hopefully the chat shares it for us as well. Hopefully.
Yeah. Big up, Sava. Yeah,
That's great.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
hopefully we will, mate. Hopefully we will.
Yeah. Well, after coming on your show and Perchy's show and wherever I've been lurking around, Dan and Nige, I think we gained 50 in a few days, didn't we?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was putting the show out there, Mark, weren't you?
You know, that's what, well, I told you, mate. You got to sort of stick yourself about, promote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
absolutely
agree
do,
with
Chris.
we do.
We absolutely do, mate.
Absolutely.
We absolutely do. There's some lovely people in the community.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For Peter.
Yeah. I think there's just talking. Here's another one that needs thanks.
Yeah, big up, Dan.
Yeah, big up, Dan. Thanks
Nice
for
to
letting
see
me
you
on,
and
mate.
Nige growing as well, mate. So
Yeah.
we can all get together at some stage and
Yeah.
we'll have a bit of something going on, hopefully.
Yeah. Queen Ellie. In the chat. Question.
I'll let you answer this one, Mark, and then I'll come in after you.
Oh, all right. Well, see, when Ginola signed, in my opinion, we always had that sort of one glamorous player, didn't we?
Absolutely.
You know, there was always that one real top sort.
Yeah.
It stems from the earliest one I remember is Hoddle.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, but
legend,
then Ginola, Hoddle's the best player I've seen play for us, but David Ginola's up there in a select group.
For me, David Ginola had all the tricks
in
the book. You name it, he had it. And what I loved about him was that he carried the ball up the pitch.
Yeah. Remember the goal against Barnsley?
Yep. Yeah, absolute.
And he was worth
player.
it.
He's just a special player. He's what I call like Glenn was back in the days.
Yeah,
get you up off your seat player.
Yeah, he was
had that for a while now.
No, he was a Glenn Hoddle, a Gaza. You know, Waddle.
That
Waddle.
Yeah.
He's up there in the same bracket as them.
Absolutely.
The thing that's, you know, the only thing that he never had the longevity with us, did he? Because he was only with us for what, a couple of years?
Yeah, was it 2 or 3 years?
2, 3. He wasn't there because when I was growing up, Hoddle was just always there.
Oh, mate.
You know,
Hoddle was a ledge for years, mate.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
He was just different gear, mate.
Yeah,
it's all right watching. You know, like we see, you can go back and watch snippets, you know, of goals and this and that and the other. But to be at the ground, to watch him play football, you know, and you don't acknowledge it at the time, maybe when you're a kid, but when you see and you go back and look on videos, and before he's getting the ball, he's having a look. Do you know what I mean? He's having a look around. He knows what he's doing with it before he even gets it.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, anyway. Do you know what I mean? He's just an all-round fantastic, if you want to call it, flair player. He was just, some of the goals he scored were just unbelievable. Some of his play in midfield was just unbelievable. He's just a great player. He was just a great player, Glenn.
Yeah.
Well, of all time.
Well, to be honest, so was Ginola, so was Waddle, so was Gaza.
Yeah.
You know, they're all up there in, like, for their time they were at the club.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They were like the one flair player.
Yeah.
You know, they were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
He was a fantastic player. No doubt about that.
Yeah, Mr. Ellie saying hello to Graham. Oh, here we go. Oh, my goodness. Is this first-hand experience? There's an answer in a minute. Of course, Sava mentioning Ginola, classic. Yeah, well, I know Ginola's Sav's favourite player.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and here we go. He's
Maybe
answered
you
her.
wish. Yeah, while you're scrolling through the comments, Mark, I don't know
I
if
can
the
go
viewers
through 'em.
can see this. Look, I was born in Enfield and lived in Waltham Cross all my young life till I was nearly 30. And I moved up to Manchester about 20 years ago through work and other bits and pieces. And this is what one of my missus' sons bought for me for Christmas. This is what I have to put up with. Now, I don't know if you can read that because it's sort of backwards, but it's got on it Tottenham Hotspur supporters mug. And then in brackets, this is not a cup.
That was forwards when you put it up to the screen, mate.
Taking the piss out. This is what I have to put up with. Man U supporters giving me the big one. And I've got my granddaughter who's a Man City fan as well. So I'm getting it from all angles up here. I'll get them on one day. Don't you worry. I'll get them on
yeah. Right. Ginola was a football G. Indeed, he was.
Oh, God, he was. Yep.
Yeah.
He definitely was.
Not as good as Bell.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, Phil. Different players, weren't they, mate?
Yeah.
Different players.
Yeah.
But
they both got you up out your seat.
It's like Mark said, Ginola's up there, the same as Gaza was. And
I didn't even think of Bell.
And there's others, and Bell was up there as Bell was an awesome player. At the end of the day, he might not have done it with us, but he goes to Real Madrid, and what did he get? Is it 2 or 3 Champions League medals, scoring overhead kicks?
5, wasn't it?
Was it 5?
I thought it was 4 or 5.
I don't know. I don't want to say definitely, but
no, I don't know either.
Overhead kicks in Champions League finals, mate, like that from the edge of the 18-yard box. I think you've made it, haven't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Different.
He's not done bad for himself, has he?
No, he hasn't. No.
All right, here we go. Sugar mentioned the story of Ginola deal on Sky Sports interview recently. I never saw that.
No, I didn't either. But I don't watch Sky that much. I've got to admit, Bader, to be honest.
Tot Spurs, big up, mate. I've seen you on many channels as well.
Big up, Tots.
Wish you well. All the best for your channel. Yes, thank you, everyone, for being here. Well, to be honest, I'm quite overwhelmed by it.
Yeah, I am as well.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Would Bell fit the answer? Well,
I'll play him in number 9, mate.
Yeah,
because he knows where the net is.
Yeah. To be
Everyone
honest,
plays everywhere in Angie's system anyway, so Bell would fit in all day long.
I was going to say, to be honest, Bell would probably be putting goal under Ange, but we won't go into that. Oh, here we go. Breaking news: Kyle Walker has asked to leave Man City.
Oh, would he come back to Spurs though? And would you want him back?
He's
There's a good question for the chat. There you go.
He's a bit old.
Chat. If Kyle Walker was available and Spurs could have him back, would you have him back? You tell us.
For me, no, because I don't know how old he is, but he is.
I think he's 32. I'm guessing. I'm remembering that I heard that on the telly the other day.
Yeah.
But I think he's 32. I think 32 or 33.
I mean, let's face it. Unless he's got hamstrings made out of steel, he'd never last.
Has anyone got hamstrings out of steel, mate? Running about the way we're running about at the moment. Definitely
not. Right.
Longitude, Rodney.
Ginola 3 seasons.
3 seasons.
And 3 seasons. Yeah.
Well, that's not bad going in 3 seasons, is it? 40 odd.
Definitely
40 odd a season on average. So his hamstrings are all right.
Right, Bell fits in any system. He does.
Probably. Anyway, more than likely.
Yeah. Yeah, more than likely. Or in goal. In goal, somewhere like that. Right, have we got the first question?
Oh.
Can you name any marks? I've got one, definitely.
I've got one as well.
We probably got the same one then.
Probably. I'm just thinking. Because Graham's probably got them all listed. He's probably gone on Google or something, gone to the memory, got about 5 down there, and now he's gone to Google to get the other 5.
I can't go back to 1882, though. But the only one I can remember is Mark Falco.
Yep, that's the same as me.
Yeah, so I knew we'd
It's
think of the
probably
same
more,
one.
but
Mark,
no.
off the top of my head, I can't think of any.
Stick it in the comments, Graham, if you can tell us which ones.
Yeah.
It's always useful information for us. You've
Yeah,
got to remember, we're running on nerves at the minute, so
yeah,
your brain matter's not working like it should.
he would. He would indeed, Phil.
Yeah, definitely. I can't believe all these comments you lads and lasses are putting in the chat here. It's
I was going to say,
unbelievable.
yeah, honestly, I'm overwhelmed by it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what we could do. Yeah, that's the one that we mentioned.
That's the one.
Yeah,
Graham said down at the bottom, Falco was the only one I could think of, chaps.
Yes.
So, Walker's asked to move abroad. Oh, he's asked to move abroad.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh, okay.
Fair dues. Saudi or the
Yeah.
US, probably.
Yeah, he's had, yeah. Right, let's flick to the bottom of the chat and then we can get on with some of the show.
Yeah, so we'll click on here. The introduction to the new marks, even though we've been going, I don't know how long it is now, probably about half hour, something like
27
that.
minutes, mate.
Yeah, there
20,
you go.
27.
Well, I'll start off, Mark. I'm Mark Cook, born in Enfield. Been a Spurs fan, obviously, all my life. Born into a Spurs family, shall I say. So, like I say, my journey supporting Tottenham as far back as I remember was 74. That's the first time that I remember going to the ground. I can't remember who was playing or who we were playing against. It was a long time ago, 50 years ago. That was me being 56 years old. I don't know if I meant to tell everyone that, but 50 years ago. So, can remember going to games. I remember, and again, I can't remember the year. I don't know if it was the relegation year. I remember us playing once against, I'm sure it was Leeds at the end of the season. And I'm sure we played Chelsea at the end of that season as well. And if I'm correct, someone might be able to fact check me here. If I'm correct, we had to win both games or one of the games to stay up. Well, I was in. The old man, he says to me, "Come on, Mark, we're going down to Spurs." I went, "All right, then, here we go." So we're off. We get down to Tottenham. He's only got tickets in the Leeds end, Mark.
Oh, no,
in
mate.
the Park Lane.
Yeah.
In the Leeds end.
Yeah.
I'm only a kid, so I don't know no different. And you can imagine all the Barneys that were going on at the time, not just our fans, but other fans as well. So anyway, I'm sitting there giving it the big, and we've scored, and because I've given it the big, and I'm only a kid, don't know any different. You never seen so many fellas go quiet and just look like that, because I didn't have my Spurs shirt on or anything. I just had, normal.
Could you even get Spurs shirts back then?
Yeah, of course you could, mate.
Oh, could you?
Of course you could.
I was going to say, because I never had one when I was a kid.
Yeah, of course you could. Yeah, so, and then obviously going through my teenage years, I was a lucky lad. I went to both the Man City games at Wembley, the replay as well. I think I had the day off school after that, actually. I'm sure I did. Celebrating. It was unbelievable. So, yeah, went to both of those. I was a lucky lad. So, I would have been, 14? Something like that for the Man Cities. And then again, the following year, the QPRs went to both of those as well.
Did you?
I was a really lucky lad. I've got to admit, a lot of Spurs fans that are our age maybe never got to those games. But I was a lucky kid. Got to all four of those games. And on top of that, the UEFA Cup final, Tony Parks, giving it the big one. And there was I up in the shelf. I was there, Mark.
I suppose you would have been 17 or 16, 17,
Yeah.
Oh,
coming up. What an experience, Mark. Absolutely. Of
Just
football, I've achieved, small things playing football, but to be there that night in that atmosphere when he saved that penalty and went charging off. Do you know what I mean? Went charging. It was just electric in there.
just
Electric.
give the audience a sense, because I stood in there a couple of times. Like, just give the audience a sense of what it was like to stand on on the shelf, because the shelf was the middle bit, wasn't it? There was 3 tiers to that, the east stand.
Yeah, you had
the shelf was the middle bit.
The middle bit and the bottom bit.
Yeah, the shelf was the middle bit.
Basically, you had the old bars there to lean on. Do you remember the bars in the football ground, Mark? And they'd sort of, if you was an adult, you'd lean on it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you was lucky enough to get to the bar there. Well, basically, when it was packed out, obviously like it was on the night of the UEFA Cup final, all night it was just doing this. So if you can imagine standing there, the amount of people that was in such a space, even being a kid, you was like this.
Yeah. But that wouldn't be legal now, would it?
And you was just doing this because everyone was pushing backwards and forwards, and it was basically like that for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
But just an exhilarating feeling to see the football team you support win that trophy in your ground. It was like, it was mad. Unbelievable.
And that shelf, I stood in there a couple of times.
Yeah.
That shelf was something else.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
I didn't stand in there for any big games. Yeah. But just being in there, the atmosphere, it was where this is what the new ground is sort of missing, I think, because the shelf side is where all the hardcore singing fans went, and they were all in that shelf bit. It was the middle bit. It was a 3-tier stand. It was the middle bit. It was only the top bit that was standing, wasn't it? Because east stand lower was standing. That's right, isn't it? East stand lower was standing, the shelf was standing, and the top bit was the seating area.
Yeah, up the top.
Up the top was seating.
Yeah.
But honestly, I stood on the shelf twice, and oh my goodness.
I know.
It's great. The first time I stood in there, I think I was about 14 maybe, so that would have been 80. But no, probably a bit older than that. 16 maybe, so it would have been 86. And it was just a normal league game that I went up to. You could pay. The good thing about them games is if you went to a league game at White Hart Lane, you could pay.
You could just pay to get in on a turnstile.
Cut the quid, £2, £1.50, whatever it was, and then you went. Yeah. And then you went.
When the first team were away, when I was a kid, right? So probably 12 or 13 on a Saturday. No, maybe I could have been a bit younger than that. But on a Saturday, when the first team were away, I used to go up to the ground when the reserves were playing, when the football combination was on.
I remember that.
Right. So when the football combination was on, basically,
that was a reserve league, wasn't it?
It was actually a reserve league, and teams used it to bring players back from injury. You'd see the odd youngster, but the amount of times you'd pay 50p, get into the stadium, there'd probably be 300 or 400 people there, maybe not that many, just dotted around all over the place. And you could just walk down to the front there, literally, just walk down there and watch these like legend players that you were 12. Do you know what I mean? And the big hit players that were coming back from injury, not just for Spurs, but for other teams were on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? It's a great education, and it's a shame that was taken away, to be honest, because
Ellie's put in a comment for you.
Go on then.
Can you read it? Well, Mark, we've scored 7 goals in Manchester with no return. So
Ellie, don't worry, Ellie. I will get them back. Can't shout too loud, but I will get them back. We will come out on top against the Man United fans. Don't you worry about that.
And Sophie.
Hello, Sophie.
is they're a bit like the two Ronnies. We hang around till the end, Sophie. Hang around till the end.
I love it.
Now, this may be, if this is the Sophie I think it is this not, what's his name? Does the morning things on Tottenham Away? I'm sure his missus is called Sophie. Iggy.
Oh, right, Iggy. Yeah.
Yeah. His missus, is that right? Or am I just made something up? I honestly don't know.
I don't know on that one.
No. Right. I suppose you want my introduction now.
Yeah, you got to do your bit now, mate. I've rattled on.
Yes. So. No, here we go. Yes. It is. Big up.
Well, Sophie, big up to Iggy as well.
Big up Iggy.
Glad to have you here, Sophie. I hope you tune in many more times. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. See, I knew I wasn't going mad. Because sometimes I say things and I think, now, is that right? Or have I just said something completely ridiculous? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
do you ever get that, Mark?
Yeah.
Right, now my introduction. Now, obviously, I live nowhere near Enfield, as you might be able to tell.
I'd have never guessed, mate.
No, I know. But, obviously, I grew up in Somerset, and my local team, Yeovil Town, back then, was always a non-league team. Well, they are now, to be honest. They're a non-league team. They did, they got in the championship for 1 year, a few years ago.
Yeah.
But, so, you always sort of supported your local team, but everybody had Yeovil and a first division team. Because obviously the Premiership wasn't around, so it was basically everyone at school supported Yeovil and a first division team. Now, back then it was all Liverpool fans when I was at school because they won everything. You know, they were champions nearly every year. Certainly, sort of mid-70s, they won the league most years. They won everything. They won the European Cup. God knows how many times. And I think certainly when I was at junior school, I believe I was probably the only Tottenham fan in my year at that school.
Got you.
And to be honest, I had no choice but to support Tottenham because my dad did. You know, so I had no. It was either I supported Tottenham or it was the orphanage. And back then, I'd have been up a chimney or something. You know,
I can imagine, Mark.
Yeah, I'd have been up a chimney, selling gruel. You know, can I have some more, please? You know, so. And so I had, but then when I went to secondary school, there was two or three more because obviously when you go to secondary school, all the junior schools around the area sort of mix. And so there was at least two more Tottenham fans. But I'm trying to think of the best games I've ever been to.
Go on.
Well, put it this way. The year we got relegated, 76.
Yeah.
I can remember going on the pitch at YR Lane.
Yeah.
And I said to my dad a few years later, I said, what did we win that day when we were on the pitch at Tottenham? And he said, we didn't win nothing. We'd been relegated because there was a pitch invasion at the end of the game. And there was people pulling the nets off the goalposts and picking up bits of grass and taking it home.
Yeah.
You know, and so that was the season we got relegated. But the season we did get relegated, so that would have been 77. Obviously, we played Bristol Rovers.
Oh, mate, I was just going to come on to that. You're nicking my thing here. Behave yourself.
Well, we should have chatted, didn't
it? You go on, you carry on with it anyway.
Well, no, all I'm going to say is, obviously, that's a localish team. Bristol's 40 mile up the road from me.
Yeah.
And we beat them 9-0.
We did.
You know, and so that's the game I can always remember.
Who scored for that day? Who scored for that day? Come on.
I do know, because we'd only just signed him.
Go on.
What the hell was his name? Colin Lee?
Well done.
Yes, because...
Who was his strike partner? Can you remember who his strike partner was, Mark?
Man. No. Well, the only reason I can remember Colin Lee is
Yeah.
remember the old Panini football books?
Yes.
Because we just bought him, I got the Colin Lee sticker.
Yeah.
And I said, Dad, I got Colin Lee and all that. And he said, please not. He said, Glenn Hoddle's the best Tottenham player. So that sort of knocked that sort of madness out of me.
So look at the bottom of the chat, Mark, and Ellie's come up with the answer. She's beat me to it. Do you remember Ian Moores?
No.
He
No,
played up front with Colin Lee that day in the 9-0.
Mark, madness and genius, there's not much between them. No, there isn't. So I'm either, we won't go into what I am.
No, I'm Trumpton.
Up the Trumpton. Yeah,
That's it,
indeed, mate.
Happy days.
Yeah, Colin Lee, Ian Moores. Oh, and hang on. R.I.P. Ian Moores.
I didn't know he'd passed away. How long ago was that, Ellie? Have you any idea?
Maybe, yes.
I didn't know that unless it was a while ago. I don't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so, for the final bit, so that's basically my introduction. It was either support Tottenham or the orphanage.
So you went for Spurs?
Yeah, well, I had no choice. It's either that or I'd be with, what's his name, Oliver. But I'm trying to think of some of the big games I've been to. I was at Anfield. At Anfield when Klinsmann scored and we won 2-1 in the cup.
Oh, nice. Well, yes. I can go back a bit further than that, Mark.
I'm just thinking of the big ones.
Year it was Gary Stevens away to Liverpool. I went up on the train. There was a load of us went up there on the train to Anfield. You talking about horses? I got run over by an horse that day and all. Up in Anfield, and I ain't joking either. They told us to walk on the green path bit. We're walking on the green part on the grass. Next thing, and I look behind me, and there's an horse coming at me. Just kept going, knocked me over and everything, man. It was like, wow. But go on, Mark. Sorry, I've
No. That's all right, mate. I'm just trying to think of some of the big games I've been to. I was at that. That was the sixth round of the cup in '93. I was at the '99 League Cup final. Alan Nielsen and all that, when Justin Edinburgh got sent off.
Yeah.
And ever since that day, I've hated, what's his name that played for Leicester? Welsh bloke. My memory is absolutely shot to pieces.
I'm the same. Anyone in the chat?
Yeah. But I'm probably still typing it. What the bloody hell was his name? Welsh guy with sort of shaggyish hair.
Craig Bellamy?
No. If you, Robbie, there we go. Thank you, Andrew. Robbie Savage.
Thank you, Andrew. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Here we go. Right, a few more comments. He sadly passed away. Oh my goodness, that's Ian Moores.
Yeah, 26 years ago.
I was at Anfield when we. Yes.
7-0, yeah.
That was one of the because we came back. We were only in League Two for 1 year, and we came straight back up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the first game, but it was one of the first games of the season. We lost 7-0. Yeah.
Well, we're going back to that. I remember going up there on the train, and everyone was going, "Oh, we're going to get slaughtered," and we did get beat. We lost 3-1. Gary Stevens scored a rocket in about the first 10 minutes. We was going crazy up there in the away end, absolutely mad. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, bleeding hell, we're winning 1-0 at Liverpool. We ended up getting beat 3-1, but another tremendous experience just to be at a ground like that as a young lad.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
Yeah. I think that's all. I mean, I've been to loads of games that we've won, but not real. I've never really been, apart from the '99 final. And I was at. I'll tell you what, another game I was at, but it's not a big game. The Charity Shield in '92.
Yeah.
Tottenham Arsenal. It was a 0-0. It was a ball fest, but that's the first. That's the first Tottenham Arsenal game I'd ever been to, and I just couldn't believe the atmosphere. But see, when you're going up and you think, I've never been to Tottenham Arsenal game and you think it's going to be a riot.
Yeah.
But to be honest, when I was walking up Wembley Way, you'd see like a couple of Arsenal fans and their mate would have a Tottenham shirt on,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you'd see a couple of Tottenham lads and their mate would have like
Yeah.
all the Tottenham and Arsenal fans know each other and they're mates with each other because they all live in more or less the same area if you're local.
Yeah.
But to me, the trouble with Tottenham and Arsenal only starts with the idiots from outside that
Yes.
go up there, have a few too many sherbets, and then want to kick off. Because from what I've seen, now I've never been to many Tottenham Arsenal games, but from what I've seen, the majority of people, certainly the ones that live in the area, they all know each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like I said, when I was going up Wembley Way, there was, say, I don't know, there might have been half a dozen Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
But they had a couple of mates with them that had
They were
Tottenham
Tottenham.
shirts on.
Yeah.
That had like the Tottenham kit with the holster on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right, let's catch up with the comments. There's a couple of people here telling me it was Robbie. See, this is where I need help.
Yeah, well, they're there in the chat. They're helping us. We can't say they're not helping us.
That's
First show,
brilliant.
the nerves are still there, people. So if we do go blank, be sure to put the answer in if you know it to help us out.
Well, I'll be honest.
I'll be honest.
I'm not sure if you get this, Mark, but like as times are moving along and time's creeping on, my memory's getting worse.
Yeah. But don't worry, Mark. As we do this more, as we entertain the thousands,
millions
watching us. I'm happy with thousands. Don't get over the thing, Mark. Thousands, Thank you very much to everyone.
Yeah. I was just going to say the rock thing, the millions and millions.
One day, Mark. One day.
Well, you never know, mate.
You never know.
At the moment, we'll just go for tens and tens.
Yeah, that's great.
Thousands is pushing it a bit.
Everyone.
Yeah, of course we do. All views are welcome. All that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another
big up, Philly. Great to see you in here, mate. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you, mate.
Another ledge. We get Philly's coming on one day as well because this man, he says it as it is and he knows what he's talking about as well.
Yeah.
Not afraid to give his opinion. So big up, Philly. Once we get running, mate, hopefully you'll come onto the show and educate some people maybe on the years gone past. Yeah,
I think I've got his contact details. I'm sure I'm in a WhatsApp group with him.
We'll find them somewhere.
I'm sure. Well, there is a Philly in one of the WhatsApp groups I'm in, but is it Phil President or so? I think he calls himself. If that's you, Philly, just put yes in the comments.
I know who he is. Don't you?
Yeah. Well, I've been on streams with him, but he's in one of the WhatsApp groups I'm in. But there's a Phil President in there. Now, if you are Phil President, Philly, if you're still watching, just put yes in the chat so I know it's you. And then I got your contact details so we can get you on, sir.
I've changed the cup, Mark, because the missus has just bought me a cup of tea in. I've gone for the Grandad cup.
I haven't got one of them yet. Yeah, I haven't got one of them yet. I haven't got one of them yet.
He's looking after me. Just bought me in a nice cup of tea.
Happy days, mate. Happy days. That's all you need. Oh, we got better, I mean. Robbie's in here. Robbie.
Hello, Robbie.
Big up, mate.
See you, mate. Thanks for coming in.
Mate.
Appreciate it, fella.
We'll go when we're sorted and we've done a few shows.
Yeah.
We got
come on, mate, and have a chat. By all means. Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
We're all here. I don't know about everyone else, but we want to make all Spurs fan channels just get bigger.
Yeah.
So if we can integrate with each other, and get everyone subscribing to each other and get everyone bigger, we can all get our points out there.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And to be honest, the chat is not just limited to Spurs fans.
No, of course not. Anyone's welcome.
Yeah, you welcome any fans.
Other clubs as well, and
of course.
Have a steam in about their club, then good luck.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. To be honest, if it's about any other club, we won't have a clue what you're on about, but you're all welcome.
Sit here going like this.
Yeah. To be honest, we'll just agree with you.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah.
Because we don't know any different.
No.
And here we go. At least you can remember your memory is not good. Every club, indeed.
Absolutely, Chris.
Right, now, what was the next bit of the show?
Right, hang on. I'm going to get it up there now. We're coming in and we're just going to have a little brief chat on the win on Wednesday. No, it's been done to death by everyone. So just a view from you, Mark, about what you thought about the tactics being slightly changed and
Yeah.
how you thought that we performed on the night
Mhm.
compared to the league game when we got beat or got smashed 6.
Yeah.
So
Now,
it's just a bit of, what do you think? What's your
yeah.
thinking on it?
Now, there's two different ways you can look at this, isn't there?
Mm.
You know, you can take the first game when we were wide open, and we've all seen the screenshots of two at the back, and you know, and you can all see the normal nonsense that goes on.
Yeah.
Are you all right there, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right. I've tapped something on the screen, and I don't know what I've tapped, and it don't matter. It's nothing, no big deal. Go on, mate.
No, that's all right, mate. Right now, we can all see what happened in the 6-3.
Yep, right. Absolutely.
You know, now there's an argument here. Were our players tired and so they naturally sat back? Because let's face it, they're virtually playing every game, and we got 2 games a week.
Yeah.
You know, so did they naturally do that, or did Ange adapt it after the 6-3? You know what I mean? And say, look, we can't play like that again. Let's just sit in and sort of Spence, you look after Salah and all that. Or
just about him, Mark, he done a fantastic job.
He did. He did
a fantastic job.
Yeah, but the question is, I think it depends which side of the fence you sit on. You know, if Ange did that or the team did that, you know, but personally, I know we're always on at the manager because I know where me and you sit on the manager, but I'm willing to give him a little bit of praise.
Absolutely.
For doing that. Yeah, absolutely. You know, because the performance was terrific. No, Liverpool were lackluster.
Yeah.
You know, they were. But was that because we made them lackluster, or was it because they were just lackluster on the night? Because Liverpool still put out quite a strong team.
Yeah, they did. And then they had on second half as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they had a lot of first team players in the first half, but they switched some of them out, and you know, Trent come on in the second half. I can't remember any others.
Did Jota come on, or was he playing? I can't remember. I know they bought 3 on, didn't they? 3 basically first team player subs they bought on, I believe.
Yeah. And so, to be honest, 1-0 at home. Like, I mean, I'm sure you watched all the preview shows as well as I did. Yeah. Everyone was expecting us to get battered. Everyone
is down losing 4-1.
Yeah, everyone was
being honest. I did.
Yeah, everyone.
I couldn't see playing the way that we played in the league game. That if whatever players that he put out, I can't see that anything would have changed if he'd have played the same way.
Yeah, but now, you know, I mean, even the team he put out, right? Because I'm sure it was either after the match, and that there was a question about the midfield, like because who was in the midfield? Bentancur, obviously, who got injured. Bentancur, Bergvall, and Sarr. Now, Bentancur and Sarr, yes, they do go forward, but they are more defensive-minded, I would like to say.
Yes.
And he was questioned, did he adapt it because of what happened in the league game?
Yeah.
And he basically said, hey, mate, it's the only 3 we had.
Right. Well,
you know, so, you know, because...
But Mark, at the end of the day, them 2 fullbacks in the cup win were not pushing on as far.
They were not.
Especially together.
No.
And this is the part of it that I don't understand as 1, a football fan, and 2, of watching with my eyes. Right? So I'm watching, and you can see, like you said, we've all seen the pictures, And it happens many more times when goals are not
Mhm.
scored as well, that whoever, whether it's a Doggy and Porro or whoever it is, they're going that way.
To be honest,
All the
we've all
time.
seen loads of pictures,
Yep.
and there's, for instance, Romero and Van der Ven in the middle.
Yep.
It's not been for a while, but you know,
Yep.
say for instance, them
Yep.
two, the two fullbacks, you can't even see them.
They're not even in the picture.
They're not even in the picture.
They're not. They're just not there. But, and I'd like to say I'm going to give him a bit of dues here because he's the manager at the end of the day.
Yes.
Right? He's the one who puts them out there. We don't put them out there. We're the fans. Right? So
Yeah.
we're there to be critical or
Yes.
to praise, whichever. I have been very critical of Ange in all the chats that I'm in.
And me.
All channels. And no one to tell me any different. Tony was in the chat earlier. He's a big Ange out. Now, I'm Ange out until the tactics change because I'm not for all this two at the back. It's just not me. It's just not my personal thing. At the moment, when he's playing this, I don't know if you want to call it front foot attacking, gung-ho, whatever you want to class it as, right? Two at the back, it doesn't matter whether you've got Mickey van der Ven and Usain Bolt there.
Yeah.
It don't make no difference. Yeah, they'll tidy up a few times. Yeah, it'll happen. Mickey will get back, smash one out, get out. You know what I mean? That happens. But how many
Do you agree
times?
with that? Do you agree with that? Is that what you got?
Love a cup of Rosie Lee, and it's right here, Chris.
I'm sorry, mate. I cut you off.
It's all right. Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about now, Mark. This is the memory thing again, you see. What was I talking about?
You was talking about, I mean, Usain Bolt and Van der Ven.
Usain Bolt. So it don't matter if Usain Bolt and Mickey van der Ven are there. You'll clear up sometimes, but more likely than not. Look, that going back to the Galatasaray game, that was absolutely shocking. How we never got beat 10 that night, I will never believe. And what gets me about it is that the manager can see what's going on. He can see what we're seeing, even more, if anything, right? And he doesn't change it. He just doesn't change it. You're away from home in Europe. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. At the end of the day, just try and stay compact like he did in the league game the other night. I'll give him all dues that from the other night.
Yeah.
That those two sat, didn't push on too far, and the team played as a unit. Now, I'll ask you a question, Mark, right now. Do you want to see 6-3 getting beat, 5-1 down, fans in the stadium giving it the big one? It's supposed to go. I don't think so. Not at 5-1 down.
No.
You can't be doing that.
No.
That is just like
I'll be honest, mate, right? Now there was a poll out in someone's chat. I can't remember who it was. Like, and it was, what would you sooner? Like 3-6 Liverpool, or a 1-0 win, a 1-0 win, or a 1-0 win Conte style that everyone was saying was boring, but to me, winning football is not boring. You know what I mean?
Getting stuff. Football matches wins you trophies.
Exactly.
At the end of the day,
getting stuffed every week.
In the end, you'll get there and win trophies.
Of course you will. Getting stuffed every week is not enjoyable in any metric whatsoever.
I don't want to listen. I can remember playing Essex Senior League and getting stuffed 5. Do you know what I mean? And when you go back in that changing room, you're not a professional. You're an amateur football player.
Yeah.
Right? And you are demoralised. Honestly, you're demoralised.
Yeah.
So, I know they've got people in there to lift them again. Oh, it was only 6-3, lads. Don't worry. Listen, you were 5-1 down and you got absolutely battered.
Yeah.
Battered.
you just mentioned the Galatasaray game
Yeah.
when they had, what, 30-something shots?
32 chances or something they had.
30, well, certainly shots on our goal.
Yeah.
But how many times have we seen this season that teams regularly get 20?
Oh, 20 plus.
20 plus. 20
we were
plus a
seeing
game.
Yeah.
You know?
Was it the Bournemouth game or something?
I was just coming to the
Where it
Bournemouth game.
started? Something like that. Or
Can you remember
where
the
we picked it
Bournemouth?
all up.
Was it Bournemouth when we lost 1-0? But really, that game should have been 5, 6,
No,
7.
we beat Bournemouth, didn't we?
Which game was
We
it?
beat Bournemouth this season, but they had so many chances on our goal.
No, which one was it? I'm sure we were away. I'm sure it was Bournemouth. Or did we win that game? It was one game.
Leicester away, 1-1.
Yeah, it was one game at home that I think we lost 1-0, but they had it was crazy stats. It was crazy stats. And if they just took their chances, we could have lost 5, 6, insert a number.
This is the problem with the front foot football. It's all right, like the entertaining bit and this and that and the other. And I've got no doubt on other shows, again, once we get our head round everything, once we learn to prepare properly for these shows, because we've prepared the best that we can for this show today.
Well, we did an hour.
There's a lot of stuff that we can be doing as weeks go on, and we will do as well.
Yeah. Once we learn it,
we'll get stuck into stuff. There's no doubt about that. Whether it's current stuff or old stuff or Ange or Levy or whatever it is, we can all have that chat about that at any time. You know, we're here for that, and I'm sure there'll be shows scheduled for that.
Yeah. But we just got to sort it out, haven't we?
That's it, right?
Yeah. So I'll be honest. I noticed straight away in that game. Oh, here we go. Ellie's. I'll bring your comment up in a minute.
Oh, Bournemouth beat us 1-0. Okay.
Yeah. It was the Bournemouth game. Bournemouth beat us 1-0. That was away from home.
Right. Okay.
And if they'd have took their chances, right, they could have had 5, 6, insert a number. 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, right. Now, I've been saying it for a long time because, yes, I agree with you. I am Ange out because I can't see us progressing as a team.
Yeah.
There's no signs of us getting better. You know, if anything, we're on the decline. Now, if he adapts and plays like we did against Liverpool the other night, I'll be Ange in immediately. I don't care we only won 1-0. It was a win, for goodness sakes. You know? I mean, what would you rather? That game or the 6-3 loss?
Listen, I'll take the 1-0 every day.
Exactly.
Whether it's league, cup, whatever it is, I don't care. I support my team to win.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like we all do. Do you know what I mean? And I want to win. But at the same time, whether we win or whether we do get beat, it's always good to dissect performances. We're not coaches by any stretch of the imagination, but we can all see with our eyes, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
So, you know, different fans look for different things in games.
Yeah.
You know, some are looking for, the tactics changing? Is in-game management going on when we've just gone 1 down or 2 down, or we've gone 2 up? And is it changing, or are we just going for it for the 3rd one? You know, there's all different ways of looking at it. But like I said earlier, all opinions are always welcome on this channel. Whether you're Ange in or out, Levy in or out, but the tea lady in or out, we don't care. We'll talk about everything, and we will give our honest opinions.
Yeah.
That's all we can do. And we want you to do the same in the comments. You give your honest opinions. We'll try to answer any questions that you send in.
Yeah. Now, this is a good point here. This is a good point here from Chris. Let's be honest, our fullbacks are in fact wing backs by design.
Yeah.
They look to get forward but are not defensively minded. Now, I've been saying this, if you've ever seen me on shows, Chris, I've been saying this for ages. In fact, the only natural fullback that we have is Jed Spence. Because Porro was bought as a wing back for Conte. Udogie was brought to the club as a wing back
Yep.
for Conte.
Absolutely. Yep.
And I know wing back, full back, it all sounds the same, but it's not.
No.
If you got three at the back, your wing backs are not necessarily charged with defending. Yes, they got to have some defensive responsibility, but their main task is to get, that way up the pitch.
Yeah.
You know, you got to remember, if you're going to point in a direction, it's the opposite way to you think. So it comes out like looking the right way on the camera. I always get it wrong. Yeah. You know, so Jed Spence is the only natural fullback that we actually have.
Yeah.
You know, so, but to be honest, as soon as that Liverpool game started and we'd gone, it was probably after the 8 minutes when Bentancur got injured.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we really got into the game. And we started getting the ball, and we was, because the first half, let's face it, was a bit boring. But even when we were going forward, I was just because from the 6-3, you've got to remember the 6-3 is still fresh in the memory. Of
course it is. Yeah.
I was keeping my eye on the two fullbacks.
Yeah.
And you didn't see them. They hardly ventured into Liverpool's half. All right.
Yeah.
I would say Porro more than Jed Spence.
Yes.
Jed Spence, I think, was charged with looking after Mo Salah.
Yeah,
that he did an excellent job of, by the way.
Yeah. Pretty much pocketed, wasn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, so, and that is one thing I did notice, because I was thinking to myself, is he actually learned? And I put it this way, if he played like that all the time, and we weren't so wide open at the back, but we still sort of showed the same sort of threat going forward. Because obviously, if your two wing backs ain't up there causing your two full backs aren't up there causing a nonsense, you're not, in theory, going to create as many chances. But even if he just adapts and doesn't stick both of them up there at the same time, plays a number, just one of them go, or even play a number 6 that if they both go, the number 6 steps back and covers, helps the defence, and so we got 3 back there instead of 2. That makes a big difference.
You got a problem there, though, Mark. A big problem in what you just said.
I know, Ange.
The boss don't play with a 6.
I know. Well, he should.
Don't play with a 6. The midfielders are everywhere. When you watch them the other night, they're not in any set position. Bergvall was all over the place. Sarr's all over the place. But they're busy. Don't get me wrong. They're not just running aimlessly. I was looking more at when Liverpool had the ball and we was getting back into our shape.
Yeah.
It seemed to me that because the fullbacks were staying, most of the time, like you said, Porro did go occasionally, but they were sitting and staying and keeping the 4 in shape, which then gave whoever was coming back, whether it be Bergvall, Sarr, or all 3, or whatever it was, it just gave them that little bit of extra time because that ball weren't going over the top into that space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it slowed Liverpool up coming out. Whereas when you watch the 6-3 game, again, you saw all the steals of I forgot the fella's name now who plays for Liverpool. It's got it. They've just bought him last year, the midfielder.
I have no idea, mate. I can try and find the photos.
Slobosky.
Slobosky. Yeah.
It went totally out my head. Slobosky. If you watched him in the 6-3, particularly in the 6-3, right? It was almost as though we know they've got 2 at the back. This one's going straight over the top there, and their midfielders were breaking in the transition so fast against us, we didn't know what hit us. But because those fullbacks were there, or wingbacks, whatever you want to call them, Spence and Porro, straight away it negated that.
Yeah,
that ball weren't going over the top. So it
No.
just slowed everything down as far as Liverpool attacking us was
Yeah,
concerned.
and did you notice as well, the ball never went over the top because we weren't sat on the halfway line.
Yeah, just dropped
You
5,
know,
10 yards.
yeah. Well, even
Absolutely.
I would say more than that sometimes. You know,
Yeah.
because it didn't
Yeah.
give them the space to exploit in behind us. You know, because we dropped that
Yeah.
10, 20 yards, they couldn't just lob the ball over the top. You know, and do you want to bring up the banner about the
I've got the banners here. I can do
the
it.
new player?
Yeah.
Are we going to
How
do?
about that one? There you go. Well, let's
Yeah,
have
there
that
we
one.
go. Now, how
We'll have a
impressive!
go.
How
Yeah.
impressive was this man?
Well, do you want me to go first, Mark?
Yeah, you
All right,
carry on, mate.
I thought, considering it was whatever it was, 2 or 3 days beforehand that he had actually signed, I thought he had his bit of luck with a shot that come, didn't he? Do you remember the shot that come and it squirmed out of his hands? And
Some of that,
fell behind him, but
some of that, I think, is the ball because ain't the ball's different, isn't it? And it moves all over the show.
I don't know, but
Allegedly.
apart from that, and it wasn't a big thing because it
No.
weren't like it went 10 yards behind him and he was scrambling or whatever. It was there. What I liked about him was that when he played out from the back, his passing was like an outfield footballer generally. Don't get me wrong.
Sublime, wasn't it?
He knocked a few up long that went to Liverpool players, but you're not going to get everyone right. So, but what I liked was his passing. There wasn't none of this just rolling it over to Spence or rolling it over to Porro. Actually had a bit of crispness in his passing. And when he got it, it was almost like, again, what we was talking about earlier. I know what I'm doing with it. When I get it, I'll have a touch and I'll do what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah.
He did it quickly and precisely. And I really like that about him. And I just think that as time goes on with him, a bit like us on this channel, Mark, hopefully we'll improve. I believe
exactly.
that this young kid will improve. I'm not saying he's up there or anything like that, but he looks a solid acquisition of which, when we look back, did we really need? But if he turns out to be as good as what he showed the other night and improves on that, he could be a decent keeper for us.
Definitely. Definitely. Now, when the team sheets come out and you saw the Tottenham lineup and the number one position, Kinski.
Yeah.
I got to admit, probably you as well, Matt, that we both thought, well, the first thing I thought is, where's Austin? Yeah. He's waited all these years to make his debut. He has one game that we lose, and now suddenly he's on the sidelines again.
To be fair to him, Mark, he did pretty well in his first game as well, Austin.
Exactly.
It wasn't like he was poor or anything. He wasn't fantastic.
No.
First game, I thought he did okay.
Yeah, which is why I was a little bit shocked that Kinski got put, since he was only in the country like 2 days, whatever it was, 3 days. You know, but when we started, I think the first time because he didn't have a lot to do, the first time I noticed him is when there was the ball come into our box from a long pass, and he chipped it over one of the Liverpool players and caught it. Right on the edge of the box. He kicked it up. He sort of chipped it in the air and caught it.
Yeah.
And I was thinking,
back to himself.
And I thought, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Because could you have seen Forster doing that?
No,
even Vicario doing that.
He's obviously a confident lad to come in to a big game like that.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And to play football like he did on the floor, I thought he was very good. And another thing I liked about him as well, when he did hit the long pass, it wasn't a boomer into the air.
Yeah,
it was pretty
crisp
flat and hard. Do you know what?
Cleared everyone. But to be honest, it was high enough. It was high enough, so it wasn't flat enough. So if it missed its target, it was just going to skip through and go out for a goal kick.
Yeah.
It was high enough, so it landed like fairly softly.
Yeah.
So even if he missed his target, it still wasn't going to go, skipping on and out of play.
Yeah. I know what
But
you mean.
but the other thing, that was the first thing I noticed about him, and I thought, hello, he's
Yeah.
got a good peg on. He's got one good peg on him at
Yeah,
least. That he's that confident that he can just chip it in the air and catch it. The second thing I noticed about him is when he chipped it over one of the Liverpool players would have been our left back, Porro. No, Spence. And because you actually heard the Saif, because this was in the first half as well, and you actually heard the Saif stand sort of cheer when he did it. Because how many times Vicario and Foster really kicked out and it's gone straight to one of theirs?
Yeah. So do you think Forster a go now because his contract finishes at the end of the season, doesn't it?
I would.
All the others are tied down, aren't they now?
Yeah.
Kinski, Vicario, Austin.
Yeah. Austin's only just signed.
Whiteman, haven't you?
Yeah. Austin's only just signed a new contract in the summer.
Contract,
he just signed a 5. I would like to think so. I mean, because I'm not sure. He's like 38, 40.
Even if Forster goes, Austin's still going to only be the third keeper because you're going to have Vicario and Kinski fighting it out for who's going to be the number one.
I would have thought Kinski was. I would have thought Forster is definitely going. Definitely. I mean, there's no. I mean, as good as he has, because let's face it, since Vicario's injury, Forster has done well.
He has done well. Yeah.
But the way we play football.
He's not just our keeper. Yeah.
He's not good with his feet, is he? Yeah. He's not Kinski with his feet.
No.
I mean, let's face it, Kinski, he only probably had a couple of saves to make. Because there was one in the second half where someone shot at him and it ricocheted off his shoulder and went out for a corner or a throw-in.
Yeah, well, the only time it got past him was when Dragusin cleared off the line, wasn't it?
Yes, and that's fair play to Dragusin as well.
Yeah, Dragusin got back and done what,
And that's fair play to Dragusin as well.
Yeah.
But the thing I liked about him, now, whether he was told to do this or this is his natural game, yes, he did play out from the back with it, but when he thought it was necessary, he was not scared to boom. But you notice when he did go boom, it was just not going anywhere. Because I believe it was in the first half where he picked out Solanke with a beautiful ball, must have gone 60 yards.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And so he's not a threat because, allegedly, we don't know, we're not in the training ground, but Ange says tip it out from the back and tiki-taka and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
But he wasn't afraid to kick it long. And I'll tell you what, a lot of the time, when he kicked it long, it went to its target. It was normally Solanke, because Solanke he's a big lad and he's great at holding the ball up. So Allegedly,
Mark. Allegedly.
Yeah, all right. It's always got to be allegedly.
I'm not too sure that I agree with that statement. I'm going to say to you now.
No, all right.
No, now, Solanke works hard, right?
He does.
And believe me, they all work hard, Mark. You can't say that there's not one in there. Whoever's out on the pitch, they're running their backsides off. We can all see that. It's not like, you get the odd game where you think, hang on a minute, like Brighton away, 2-0 up, and you're thinking like what we was talking about earlier. Just hold the fullbacks back, just nice and tight. Even if they get one, we're winning 2-1, and the chances are we'll nick one on the counter anyway. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then it just all falls to bits, and that's what frustrates me because they've done the hard bit. They've gone 2-0 up. Do you know what I mean? And it's almost like they just give it away.
Yeah.
Because the tactics don't change.
No. This is all right. Going back to the manager, this is the most frustrating bit. Is I've said it. I can't remember whose show I was on. I was on one show. I've probably said it on 2 or 3 shows. The most frustrating thing with me, with the manager, is that it doesn't matter whether we're playing. Well, we played them in the last few weeks. The bottom of the table, Southampton. Yeah. Yes, it worked, and we won 5-0.
Yeah.
A few weeks later, we played at top of the team, Liverpool, and he plays the same way, the same tactics, and we get absolutely gubbed at home.
Yep.
So there's no adaptation. Did he adapt in this game? I know that's one of the banners. Did you want to get on?
I can
Did
do
he
that.
adapt?
Here we go. Have some of
Yeah.
that. I'm getting good at this banner lark,
No, you carry
I've
on, mate.
never
You're
done
doing
this before, mate. All this banner lark. It's great,
no,
isn't it?
no, you're doing a stellar job, mate.
Happy days.
Yeah. Now, what's your opinions? Did he? I'd like to give him some credit. I know we don't do it very often.
Surely it's got to come from him. Surely someone he's got to be saying to him in the changing room, look, lads, we got absolutely smashed.
Yeah, we got
can't do that again because we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Against this lot, against this particular team. Do you know what I mean? A lot of teams you get away with it, Mark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just playing, we've seen it, and you get away with it. But then you get the games where they've done it and then they've just fell off because the tactics haven't changed in game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Personally, if he's give the orders to play like they did, holding their position, negating the threat with the ball going over the top into open space. If he's told them to do that, then I'll hold my hands up because if they played like that every week and it was a ball fest every first half to frustrate teams, and then go and do what you got to do and you get your chance like Solanke did, worked so hard, thought he done brilliant for the goal, holding off the defender, give him a little nudge. Give him a little nudge, just as
not a foul nudge, Joe.
No, not a foul. It wasn't a foul. It wasn't a foul. All right. Give him the little nudge, the nice turn on a sixpence. And what I loved about it was the pace that he put on the ball into Bergval's stride. It was just enough to get past the defender. The second defender that had come back too far, hadn't looked at Bergval coming, and instead of closing the space, the ball across from Solanke was perfect.
Yes, it was.
Big up to Solanke for that because I thought he did really well on that point. I'm not his biggest fan because I want to see him in the box more, Mark.
Yeah, definitely.
He's doing a lot of work away from where we all want him to be and scoring goals. Do you know what I mean? But for that goal, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I loved it.
And so, are we actually saying that Ange adapted slightly?
For me, yes.
Yes, I was going to give him. Yes, I started by saying I'm going to give him credit and say he did.
But the big question is that not necessarily tomorrow.
No,
because
play Ange-Ball tomorrow.
But next week next Wednesday against Arsenal, does he go back to how he was playing, or does he think, hang on a minute?
Yeah, I'm on the summit.
Yeah, they don't lose a lot. What they lost once, I think, or twice this season, whatever it is.
It's not many.
They very rarely lose at home. For me, it's perfect to play like that.
Yes.
Set them up again, frustrate them, and then hit them on the counter.
Stink the place out. I'm all in favour of that, especially there.
It's Arsenal way. Stink it out. Get a point. Get a win. Get whatever you can get. And come home and start again.
Exactly. Because do you know, now I didn't realise this stat. Do you know our least successful away ground? Well, the clues what we're talking about.
I would say the three going on what I can think about. And again, I could be wrong, but obviously Arsenal.
Yeah.
We never have a lot of luck at Chelsea. At all?
I think that was one of them. I think that was one of them. And the other one.
And probably Liverpool.
Yeah, that's the three. But the top where we have the least success is
Arsenal.
The Emirates. Because let's face it, right? Ever since the Premier League's been going, now someone in the chat might be able to correct me. I can only remember us winning there once since the Premier League's been going, and that was the Kabul game when we were 2-0 down.
Mm-hmm.
And Kabul won us the game 3-2.
Yes.
But we were 2-0 down in that.
Yeah.
And there was another game that was a League Cup game, and we beat them 2-1.
Yeah.
That was when Harry played Dele Alli and he chipped the keeper.
Yeah.
And the only other game I can remember us ever getting anything
It was a 4-4.
there, the 4-4.
Yeah.
The 4-4. I can't.
Yeah. We do
Now,
struggle there.
Yeah, if someone in the chat can remember, if this is, I'm going back to when the Premier League began, so that's 92.
Yeah.
You know, but I can never remember us. I can certainly remember the Eunice Kabul game.
Yep.
2-0 down and 1-3-2.
Yep.
But other than that, in the league, like I said, there was the League Cup when we won 2-1. But other than that, I can't remember it. We've had draws there.
Yeah, we have had draws there.
We have had draws.
It's just not a lucky place for us to
No,
go. And at the end
it's
of the
not.
day, we need to get that out of our head.
Yeah.
Let's go there on Wednesday and stuff their title chances up. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Let's just stuff them up back, because I don't want no Gooner team winning the league.
No.
It's just, that's like rubbing salt into the wounds, especially if our league form don't pick up.
And I don't want to curse it by saying this. But like they've dropped off a bit at the moment. Well, Saka's injured.
Yeah, I think
they've had a couple of draws, haven't they, and a loss.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're 100% reliable on Saka, but probably, a big way up there. And when he's not in the team, they're not the same team, because he gets the ball and he holds on to it.
Yeah.
He holds on to it. He very rarely gives it away. Do you know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know. The thing is, Mark, it's all right saying, well, Saka's out and whoever they've got out. Who are we still going to have out?
Oh, God knows. Lord knows.
I think Romero and Van der Ven are penciled in to be back for that game. On Wednesday, I'm not. Whether they make it or not, I don't know. And whether that's the sort of game you want to be putting them back into. We know what happened the other week, don't we, when they went straight back in again?
Yeah. To be honest, though, let's face it, Dragerson and Archie Gray. Now, let's remember Archie Gray's not a defender, but he's done a sterling job. All the kids have. Yeah. All of those. Now, I was moaning in the summer when we signed Archie Gray and Bergvall because I wasn't necessarily against the signings, but I believe that we should have not only brought the youngsters in, but bring in like ready-made players at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Quality players.
This is why we built the damn stadium, to be honest. It was meant, we're not going on to Levy, but this was meant to make us compete with the top teams so we could sign world-class players, pay them the wages that would walk into our first team.
Yeah.
Because I'm not being funny and I'm not slagging off Archie Gray or Bergvall, but they've only been used when they've been required. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's been when everyone else is injured, let's chuck the kids in.
Yeah.
And to be honest, when they first turned up at the club, did they improve us immediately? No. In my opinion, no, they didn't.
They haven't.
So this is what I want to see. This January, I'd like to see some players come in that improve us straight out the starting blocks.
Yep.
Right. Yep. Another special friend has turned up.
Nice, actually.
Big
Here
up,
he is,
James.
Flower Power.
Big up, James.
Thanks for popping in, mate. Nice to see you.
Thank you, mate. We will get you on. This is another one we got to get on.
Get James on as well.
The list is slowly growing. Yeah. The list is growing of the guests we got to invite on.
Yeah, we certainly will. Let's have a look, see what I've got left on here. I don't want to. I've made some notes on here. We'll go on to. Right, just a quick one on this one as well. I know there's been a bit of chat about this one, but I do want to bring this up, and I've probably spelled his name wrong. Another L in there, I think.
Is there? Well, I did the banner, mate. I can always edit it.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all right. It might be me looking at it, Mark. Don't worry about it. Anyway, what's your opinion on the first yellow card and the tackle that he could have got sent off for before he scored the goal?
No, right. I can understand why he got booked for the first one, right? Because everyone gets booked for that. But let's face it, he never touched him,
Right.
right?
Absolutely.
He never touched him,
Yeah.
right?
And he did complain. He did say, didn't he, straight away, I haven't touched him. And it didn't.
Yeah.
It did look like on the angles that
Yeah.
they showed from the replays that he didn't touch him.
No, but he did slide in. Mate,
Yep.
he jumped over him. Now,
Yep.
if you jump over him, that doesn't mean you got fall to the floor, in my opinion. But
No.
let's face it,
Modern
the way
day
the
football.
the way the football is these days, everyone does it because they know there's a good chance they're going to get him booked, right?
Yeah.
Whether it was a book, whether it's a booking or not, makes no difference whatsoever. But I can understand why he was booked.
Right.
Now so the first one was not a booking, in my opinion, but I understand why he was booked. The second one that he didn't get booked for was more of a booking than the first one.
Oh, I thought he was so lucky to stay on, Mark.
The second, well, now this
To be
is
honest.
this is what I've heard on other podcasts. How true this is, I don't know. When he made the tackle, the referee for the second one, the referee played the advantage.
Yeah.
Right, and Liverpool carried on with the attack that they had going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if the referee plays the advantage, allegedly, I'm only saying allegedly because I might get shot down
In
in a
your
minute.
humble opinion.
Yeah, in my humble opinion, this is only what I've heard on other podcasts. I haven't checked out, I haven't Googled anything.
Yeah.
But if the referee plays on and plays the advantage, he cannot go back then and book the player.
Right.
Because he's played the advantage.
Okay.
And so that is why he never got booked for the second one. Whether that is true or not, I haven't done no research, but this is what I've heard.
That's
but
a fair insight into that.
Let's face it, the second one was more of a booking than the first one.
Oh, absolutely. When it happened,
yeah,
me and the missus are sitting there. I went, he's off.
I went, whoa. Yeah, I went.
I thought he's off straight away. I thought he's blowing up, bang, gone.
Yeah, because it wasn't that long after the first one, was it?
It was just, it was
a while, but
the second one was about, was it 10 minutes before he scored?
It was less than that, wasn't it?
It wasn't long, probably less than that.
No, but hang on, I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was the second half he got booked. It was the second half he got the first one.
Oh, right, okay, all right.
Yeah, and so we all knew he'd been booked, and then he went crunching in with the second one. And when I was watching it, I went, oh, like that, because I thought I was expecting the whistle to go, second yellow, off you go.
Yeah.
It was one of them, you think, but let's be honest, he got away with one. He got away with one.
2 cracking comments just coming down the bottom there, Mark.
All right, mate, yes.
Chris Welch and Ellie.
This one?
Exactly.
First yellow, soft, second yellow, Stonewall.
And the finish, the work that Solanke did, Chris, the work that he did, just to hold it up, hold the defender off, the nudge, the little nudge, and the ball across the box was perfect. The run from Bergvall was sublime. That's what Slobosky was doing against us the week before. Bergvall done it, but the pass from Solanke, even though it was only 5 yards, the pace on the ball beat the defender. Bergvall's finish was beautiful. Can't say anything. At the end of the day, the kid was still on the pitch, and he's put us 1-0 up, and he's give us a bit of something to take up to Anfield. Yeah. And a bit of something's better than a bit of nothing.
Yeah, and the thing I'll say on it as well is when you sort of see clippets off of social media and that, and all the Liverpool fans are going, definite sending off, we shouldn't have been on that pitch, he scored the winner and was. Do they not forget when Oliver Skipton and he had his head kicked off?
Yeah.
At Anfield.
Yeah, and Ellie's this one here in the next comment down, Mark.
Yeah, this one.
For Jota scoring the winner in the 4-3 winner when he should have got sent off for that blatant. And I saw a picture.
There we go. That's what I didn't. Yeah.
I saw a picture of what Ellie's talking about there. And I know it's different when it's a steal, but the ball weren't anywhere. And Jota's studs were on his face.
Yeah, it was on the side of his head, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Harry's, when you see steals like that, Harry's got away with that. I don't know. But yeah, Ellie, that's definitely a bit of karma for that.
Definitely.
With Jota.
Definitely. It's funny how football fans forget when it's gone for you and always remember when it doesn't go for you.
Yeah, well, last season,
You know what I mean?
Mark, so people don't
Yeah.
remember
Well,
that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
gone
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
finished,
yeah.
and you know what I mean. But you know, people should remember. They should remember. Well, there you go. The referee
Anyway, Salford player fouled a City player, and the referee played on. When the ball went out of play, and a few minutes later, the ref went back and booked it.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Well, this is what I was on the understanding of, though, that because the ref played the advantage, unless he forgot. But this is what I saw on shows, that because he played on, he's not got any right to go back and book him. Whether that's a law, well, I don't expect it's a law.
I don't know. I thought they could, though, Mark.
That's what I thought, unless they've changed it.
Yeah, I've seen it before on the telly when they've gone play on and the ref's gone back and booked someone.
Yeah, but let's face it, they mess about the rules every year.
Well, there is that.
Yeah, so, but that's only what I saw on a show. I forget even what show it was on.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to mention these. I don't say the wrong thing.
That one. So what we're going to do is, Mark, just a quick one. If you go through the rest of the comments.
Yeah, that's it for the comments.
Right. We'll have a look at this one. Just a quick one.
Yeah. We've been going. Well, this is longer than I thought it was going to take, mate.
Yeah, so just a quick one, Mark, on your opinion of what sort of team and you'll put out tomorrow. Are you expecting a few more youngsters in with a few of the seniors on the bench? Or
I'd like to hope so. I mean, let's face it, right? Kinski done ever so well in the Liverpool game, but surely Brandon Austin must get a game. Surely. I put it this way, right? He's 26. He's just signed a new contract, right? He signed a new contract in the summer, thinking that he was going to be number 3, but for now. But then when Foster leaves at the end of the season, he'd be number 2. Now Kingsley's come in, and he's obviously going to be number 3 again.
Yeah.
You know, if Austin doesn't play tomorrow, in the summer, I'd seriously be looking at my future. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah,
so as well as Kinski done, I want to see Austin in goal. I want to see Dorrington get a game.
Yep.
Because let's face it, right? We've been short of centre-backs because it's been Dragusin and a midfielder. Yep. So what Dorrington's done to not serve a game is beyond me.
Oh, no, he did have he was injured. Surgery. He had some quite extensive surgery, and it took him a while.
But he's fit again now because he's been on the bench, hasn't he? He's been on the bench, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And so what he's got to do to get a game, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I want to see him get a run out.
Yeah.
Well, basically, I'd like Chuck. Well, let's face it, right? Because Tamworth have put the ticket prices up for this.
Oh, I bet they have.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, well, they have for the home fans. And, well, not that we go there very often. I think it's the first time we've been there. But they've definitely they've doubled the ticket prices. And let's face it, right, even if you're a Tamworth fan, you're going to go there to see what a Premiership team looks like.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and so I wouldn't completely disrespect them and play all the under-21s. I'd certainly have people like, say put James Maddison in there.
Yeah, you know, I want to see someone like Mikey Moore have half tomorrow.
He's back now.
If he's back, and he's obviously not fully match fit, but I wouldn't mind either seeing him start and come off at half time, you know, or come on in the second half, 60 minutes, and have a good half hour, 40 minutes. Yeah. Is what I mean.
I want to see a lot of the youngsters.
Yeah,
but I want to see a couple of like seniors in there.
Yeah, of course you do.
Seniors in there.
Yeah.
Just so it's not going to be a complete disaster and we're not going to be completely embarrassed.
Yeah.
You know, but have the seniors on the bench as well, if we've got any, because we ain't got that many, let's face it. But have the seniors on there just in case it does go a bit pear-shaped and we've got to bring them on to try and rescue the game.
Mate, I'm not being funny, they'll be trying tomorrow, Tamworth, but if it goes pear-shaped against Tamworth, we've got serious issues.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
You can't be beating Liverpool 1-0 on Wednesday, and struggling against Tamworth on Sunday.
I
Not
forgot
for
all
me
about
anyway.
this.
Not
I've
for
just
me.
seen a comment sneak in the bottom.
Go on then, Chris.
Will we see young Yang?
Well, yeah, we've got
Yes,
the young
possibly.
Korean lad.
Yeah, you never know.
I see a bit about that today, Chris. I see something on the telly about, it might have been on the net, I can't remember, about him having a bit of game time tomorrow. So that may be a possibility.
Yeah, I forgot all about him, to be honest.
I wouldn't mind him on the left for tomorrow, and Mikey Moore on the right. I'll take that, to be honest with you.
Give Sonny a rest.
Two blokes that are going to run at their fullback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because, right, I'm not being funny, but Sonny's, we all love Sonny. We all do. Right. And I'm not sat here slagging him off by any stretch of the imagination.
Are you sure,
but,
Mark?
No, definitely. Definitely. No, but he is 32.
Yeah.
He is 32. And he's showing this season he cannot play 90 minutes anymore. Because what does he last now? 60? Maybe 70?
Yeah, it's about an hour. He just seems to me that he's lost his explosiveness at the moment.
I'm not saying he's finished as a player. I'm not saying he's finished as a player.
No. Confidence as well, I think, Mark, with Sonny.
Yeah. And a lot of it, and I think as well, because let's face it, Sonny's never ever been a winger, has he?
No.
Even when he was like a second forward with Harry, wasn't he?
Yeah.
When they were in their pomp.
Yeah.
All right, he's always played on the left, but he was never on the left wing.
No, not a winger.
Yeah. No, he's never been your traditional winger. And I think playing him on the wing is almost ruining him.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if he plays tomorrow, Mark, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, because let's face it. Well, it's like I said, he's not a winger. He never has been a winger. And personally, I want to, because can you remember when Sonny did have a couple of weeks out and he come back and he looked fresh as a daisy?
Yeah.
He's getting that age now where he needs that recovery time.
Yeah.
He can't be playing twice a week anymore.
Yeah.
I want to see Yang, Mikey Moore if he's available. I want to see Dorrington.
Maybe.
Yeah, I want to see Dorrington get a game. I wouldn't mind seeing Bergvall get a game.
Yeah.
And maybe if they put Dragusin and Dorrington, maybe put Archie Gray in the midfield.
In midfield, yeah, possibly.
Because that's what he was bought for at the end of the day.
And it'd be nice to see Archie Gray playing in midfield against, no disrespect to Tamworth, but against a team that's not on our level or that shouldn't be on our level. And it'd be nice to see what he can do and what he's asked to do by Ange.
Yeah.
Playing in the midfield. Just to get a gist of what he's about in that position.
Yeah. Yeah, because we haven't seen him there.
They paid the money for him, Mark, at the end of the day. And however the structure is, that's nothing to do with us. All I know is it was 40-odd million quid, right? 40-odd million quid on what we're all screaming for quality. But he's here now. Yeah. And I support him. And I hope he does really well. Do you know what I mean? Like all the Spurs players, we want to win every game. We know that don't happen. But more than anything, we just want to see the 100%, the players playing in their right positions, and what I call square pegs, round holes. I want that gone. I want round pegs in round holes.
Do you know what I mean? That now you've just stole one of my sayings, because I always said it on nearly every show.
Sorry about that.
Square pegs and round holes and all that stuff.
That's it, mate.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's like you said, like, I mean, I know I said a bit earlier about, like, I was disappointed when we bought, like, Archie and Bergvall. The only reason I was disappointed is because I don't mind them coming to the club.
Yeah.
But I wanted them to come in alongside experienced players that would have improved us immediately. It's all right buying all these youngsters, but what are we doing in the 3 years while they're getting to the level that we need them to? All right.
What's happening is that we're in 12th place, mate.
Yes.
Because there's no consistency in our results.
Yeah. No.
We can look fantastic one week, whether it's whatever style you're playing, and then we can look good 3 weeks later. But Mark, there's no excuse for losing 10 Prem games out of 20. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
I'm sorry. And this is why I get so frustrated, because when you look at probably 5 or 6 of those games, we should have won those games.
Oh, Ipswich
And
at
then
home, mate.
Ipswich, Leicester, there's
Palace.
you can go on. All the
Yeah.
teams.
Brighton.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we beat City, and we did it well. For me personally, that played into our hands. I think we had to play that way that day. Otherwise, again, you're just going to get smashed up. You're playing a team that was low on confidence at the time, was 1 in 9 or something like that.
Yeah.
I still didn't think we'd go up there and get a win, but we played really well. But when you watch it, it almost looked like counter-attacking football. It suited us. It suited
I believe that's when we play our best.
Mark, absolutely. I'm in total agreement with you.
I'll mention 3 games now because the list has grown. I've always had 2. Aston Villa at home.
Yep.
The Man City game at home in the cup.
Yeah.
Where we sat back for large periods, hit them on the break and scored 1 goal.
Yeah.
And the Liverpool game the other night.
Yeah.
That's 3 games there that they're all wins as well.
Yeah.
And we have dropped that 20 yards. We haven't gone flying up the pitch. Udogie and Porro go at the same time. There's been, or Spence and Porro, whoever's playing, they've sat back, they've contained the other team, and we've hit them on the break. Because you've got to remember as well, a lot of this team were here for Conte. And that's how he used to play. You know?
You got to remember as well, though, Mark, I think Ange has made 17 odd signings. Most of them players now are his.
Yeah. But a lot of the ones that he's signed don't play. They're injured or they don't play.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of the starting lineup at the moment were Conte's players.
Yeah. But, all right, yeah. You got Mark, he spent 300 million or 350 million quid.
Yeah.
Or whoever, their club has spent 350 million pound.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing for that 350 million pound, especially league form, to me is beyond. You're not telling me that not all 11 that are up there, but probably 6 or 7 of them, we should be above them.
Yeah. Do you want me to get a Premier League table up, mate?
Just going on those results of what we were talking about, the silly losses, Ipswich at home and the draw away to Leicester, and the other games that we just didn't perform in. You win those games, we're sitting in 5th or 6th. And that's what we're talking about when we're talking consistency. Do you know what I mean? I don't think anyone expects Tottenham to win the league.
No.
I really don't think that. We'd love to be in Europe every year. And if we could get back to the days of 2017, 18 and 19 with Poch when we was running close, then so be it. But for that to happen, I still believe that we need a leader for me on the pitch.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
We don't seem to have, Sonny's not a leader, and we don't seem to have that big mouthpiece on the pitch that can organise people. When there's a break in play, I see the opposing team go run into their manager to get snippets of information, what the manager's seeing on the sideline. Yeah, mate, do this, do that, do the other. Our players don't do that. If they're talking to anyone, they're talking to Mason.
Right. Do you want me to share the screen? Get the table up.
Yeah, you can do, mate.
Right, there you go. Can you see that?
It's all getting very technical, this, on the first...
Yeah, I know. I'm amazed if it works. Right, can you see this?
I can see it.
Right, you see we're there in 12th?
Yes, I do.
Right, now let's look who's above us.
Yeah, right. So we'll count the teams that we think that is our squad better than what they've got there.
Yeah.
So there's one right above you.
Brentford.
Yep.
I agree with you. We got a better squad than them. Yep. Brighton. Have we got a better squad than them?
2.
All right. Fulham.
3.
Now that Villa, I think
I
is
think they're on a par. I think we're on a par.
it's
Mark.
on a par with us. Yeah, I
If
agree.
anything, they're because of where they are at the moment and their Champions League status.
Yeah,
I would say, I don't know. Let's get this right as well. This is not, we're talking about on the pitch. We're not talking about stature of club, you
No.
know, like how big the ground is and all stuff like that. We're just comparing squads.
yeah. I was going to say I think you're 100% spot on that Villa are in the Champions League and are doing well in it as well.
They're not necessarily a bigger club than us.
No,
but
the squads are on a par.
The squad is on a par and they are performing as a squad better than we are.
Right. What about the next? Bournemouth, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. We got a big. So
That's
what's that
5.
now? 4?
That's 5.
Oh, that's 5, is it?
Yeah.
City, probably definitely not.
No.
Newcastle, I would say on a par.
On a par would be.
Yeah, I'm going to give it on a par.
I'd say that's fair.
Yeah. Chelsea.
So that's
probably
6. Chelsea's got a better squad than us.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Forest, definitely. Look at this, like Forest 3rd.
Unbelievable, isn't it? What when you get a set of players that play under a manager that's got a way of playing, they set their stall out not to get beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So Forest, Forest definitely. What's that? 7.
Yeah.
Arsenal
are bigger than us.
No, and Liverpool.
No. So that's 7. We're 12th, so we're looking at about 5th or 6th, and I think that's where we should be at the moment. You know, our points tally.
Yeah. If
you add like 8, 9, 10 points to that, we're on 30. You know, those 3 games that we lost, if we win them, we're straight back in 9 points.
Yeah.
You add that 9 points to where we are, we're in a much healthier position then.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah. I was going to say, so how many was that we reckon we got just as, on a par or?
Well, on a par.
No. There was 3 that was on a par.
Yeah.
And how many did you count up?
5.
5. And so if you take us like 5 places up, that puts us 7th.
Yeah, 7th.
And so if you put it in the teams that have got better squads than us, they're going to be above us in the league. If you just take that for that as now, right? But there's 3 others, so we could be anywhere between 5th and 7th.
Yeah.
But even so, if you've got the right coach, because you know as well as I know that when Pochettino was with us, he overachieved. It's like Nuno's doing at the minute. Why Forest are 3rd?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go.
Yeah.
How was your meal, Sava?
Yeah, I hope your food was all right, mate. And you're spot on with the next comment as well, Sava. You know how I feel about that as well. We should never be bottom half. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. Yeah.
It's proper bangers that. It cheeses me off every time I look at the table, to be quite honest with you. How can you have a goal average of plus 12 and be 12th? It just shows you.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, does it?
That just shows you the inconsistency, because we go and batter 3 or 4 teams by 4 or 5 goals.
Yeah.
It gives you that on your goal difference. Yeah, we've took a couple of batterings, but when you're plus 12, you should be where we're just talking about, around the 5th to 7th area.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. That's a good point actually, because you normally find the teams in the bottom half, they're always on 0, aren't they? Goal difference negative. Or minus.
Yeah, minus. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because you can always guarantee that one at the bottom's going to have like minus 40.
Yeah.
But well, it's impossible. It's impossible to Google, but like, be interesting to see how many teams have ever been in the top half with a plus goal difference. You know what I mean? In the bottom half, the bottom half.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, I think we're done for tonight, mate.
Yeah, hang on.
I think we've done really well, to be honest with you, fella.
Yeah.
We've done really well.
I'm being summoned by the wife. Speak to you both tomorrow and crack
Yeah,
Thank you,
cheers,
Sava.
Sava.
Big up,
Nice
sir.
one, mate. We appreciate
Yeah.
again. We appreciate everything you've done for us.
Yeah,
And to be honest with you, not just you, Sav, but everyone that's helped us to
Yeah.
get on here tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I've got no doubt we'll be having all of you on soon.
definitely.
I've
And
only
the
got
la-
one
well,
more. Have you got anything else to say, Mark?
yeah, just a shout out for Sava for
Yep.
promoting our show. Shout out for Perchy for doing the thumbnails.
Yep.
Shout out for Nigel and Dan for having me on their channel the other night and promoting it.
Yep.
Another shout out for Sava for letting me on his channel to promote our show.
Yep.
And that's the only. Is that the only 2 shows I went? I was on Perchy's as well.
Yep. Yep.
For letting me on his channel and promoting our show.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone in the chat.
Yep. I just
Please
want to
subscribe.
say thank you to everyone in the chat that's been in here tonight. It's been a pleasure to host this show. I can't tell you, I can't tell any of you how nerve-wracking this has been. But we got through it and it'll only get better. So thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Got one more thing to say.
Hang on. That's the last comment.
Oh, there
Thanks.
you go.
We're really
Thanks
thank
very
you.
much. I'm glad you've enjoyed
Honestly,
it.
you do not know all these well wishes at the end. You do not know how much this means.
Yeah, it does.
To the pair of us.
It's fantastic.
To the pair of us.
Anyway, I went a bit early there, but I've only got one thing to say. It's a good night from him.
No, you said it wrong, mate.
It's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from Opel Black.
Him.
Should we start this again? Should we start this again?
On purpose, Mark, so they're all laughing at home. Don't worry, I did it. Was just
Should we start this again? Because I pointed the wrong way. I went like that, and you said the wrong bit.
You start it first, then. Go on.
Oh, all right. Right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, liking, subscribing, whatever you've done. Thank you for your kind comments, everything. And now we'll get it right this time. They got to remember which way to point, mate. All right.
I can point towards you.
No.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, but you got to do it the opposite way you think. All right.
Right. Okay.
All right. Now it's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from him. Sorry, everyone. We're going. Hit the button, Mark. We love you all. Thanks very much, and we'll see you all soon.
Thank you. Big up.